Starting out as a musician is never easy. You have to go from gig to gig, you have to work late. The people around you are incompetent. You have to be able to perform, no matter how you feel. And I finally realize the music is the important thing. Not the flesh and blood behind it, or who's actually sitting at the piano. I don't know, how important is this to you? Why does it have to just be me?
Hi, I'm Lambert, and I'm here training with the other Lamberts under the instruction of Lambert to go out into the world and be Lambert. What I really admire about Lambert is the way he thinks outside the box in incredibly untraditional ways. He pushes all the boundaries that you don't even know are there.
He's a master craftsman. He's like a father, a very distant and not necessarily loving father.
I was always inside practice rooms and bars and halls. Lambert allowed me to see that music is not just a closed space, it's everywhere, it's wherever we want it to be.
Playing on masonry is much harsher than playing on ivory. It builds you up calluses in the same way as working in a factory or working in a glass hothouse would.
He's just got this power, this force. The music just comes from somewhere in here. I find it really, really, really moving.
I set this program up because I cannot be everywhere at the same time. Also, I don't want to be. I'm training these people and I'm sending my music with them to the world.
Our day starts quite abruptly. We are straight out of bed and straight downstairs to roll call.
Lambert?
Lambert! We practice for an hour and a half each morning before breakfast.
Do I understand all of his rules? No. Do I believe we should do exactly what he says anyway? Absolutely.
Fingerweighing is not something I've come across before. I've heard about it as something of legend from draconian piano teachers of the 16th and 17th century. I think it's really admirable that Lambert has brought these sort of practices back in a way that is both innovative and competitive.
The mask symbolises fertility. It's from the ancient tradition of Mamazones, who come out and they do a dance which is to bring the sun back. You should never take off the mask. Lambert would never take off the mask.
These are the last 3 years of Lambert's. Most of them were quite talented, just had trouble with a few. But you know, they became family to me, children almost. And they can prove themselves useful.
Lambert does insist that we contribute to the upkeep of the house and the gardens. To the outsider, that wouldn't seem like the most straightforward training methods. However, when you hear the trowel entering the earth, there is a musicality to it.
It's mostly been weeding and raking for me. It's going to make sense eventually, because Lambert says it'll make sense.
It's a huge honour to be involved in the creation of a new Lambert album. We are very much hands-on in the recording of it. We haven't yet played anything on the piano to any sort of sound recording, but we have been involved in recording other sounds, such as sounds of the wild, sounds of nature. I don't know how many are going to end up on the album, but it's an honor to be part of this bigger machine.
I'd have to say that this training is not for everyone. It is difficult. It will push you to the limit. You have to have a certain character. You have to have drive and resilience and endurance.
Art is hard, Lambert says, and it's suffering. When you're trying to be Lambert, it's all-encompassing. And because he is all-encompassing, and the music is all-encompassing.
The penultimate part of our training, the ceremony, where we are able to take the form of the bull, where we lose ourselves and forget the person we were before.
He hasn't been really specific about what we're doing, but he said that it's going to make us into Lamberts, for real.
Stop. There. Lambert?
Lambert.
Lambert?
Lambert.
Lambert?
Lambert.
Lambert?
Were you guys still around last night?
I remember almost nothing. There are fragments. I thought it would bring me closer to Lambert. I'd sort of become him, and you do feel alone. You do feel separate from him and the others.
It was very physical, very emotional, very violent.
What's the question, actually? That's not a question. It's just a fact. What do you want to know? Ask a question.
What's happened has made me realize that Lambert is an honor and a responsibility. It can be difficult to justify certain things that happen in the mask. You have to do things you wouldn't see yourself doing in any time before Lambert. Pre-Lambert life is not like Lambert life. But part of being Lambert is to carry on regardless, to reposition the mask, to keep going, and to lead on straight away with the horns.
I adored him, and now I know him, and those are two very different things. But I have done what I needed to do to become Lambert, and I will be a great Lambert. I know I will. That's all that really matters to me now.
I'm honoured that I've become a Lambert. I always knew I would. And now I've fulfilled my destiny.
My life ahead is life as Lambert. It's going to be far more interesting, far more successful. I want to go into the world and have people congratulate me on my fantastic compositions, and my fantastic piano playing. That's all I've ever wanted.
The Lamberts completed their training. They worked hard. They faced a lot of difficulties, but now they are ready.
How's that?
Good.